And the other question, I was just wondering, what still inspires you?
Done. But I really like new bands. I listen to them a lot, and I don't chase my tail, because most of these, not most of them, a lot of new bands that come up are inspired by myself and Van Halen and Montrose and groups I was involved with. And so for me to go around, come back and try to let them re-inspire me again, but I do get inspired by it, but I try not to copy anyone. I really try to be an individual, and I think that's the only way to be an artist. You know, if you got Picasso and you got Rembrandt, you have the masters that have their own style, and if they try to copy other people, you can be inspired, but not copy, and that's what I try to do.
Great questions, Michael. Thank you for them tonight with Sammy Hagar. Let me ask you, because you've got to be proud of this legacy. Van Halen's #1 all-time biggest selling album was penned entirely by you.
Well, Eddie and I wrote every song together.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, when I came into the band, Eddie and I, we had a string of every album we released went to #1, and I feel real good. I left the band with all #1 albums, and I'm praying that this guy's going to go to #1.
There you go.
But it came on number 18 this week, so I'm really happy with that. That's a very high entry.
Good work. And acts to follow. Some people might wonder about, you know, when you first came into the band, David Lee Roth. I mean, there was a lot of energy, dynamism on stage.
Oh, he was a great performer and very, very dynamic personality, and you know.
You're not too shabby yourself.
Thank you very much. But I tried not to go there. You know, I said the first thing I'm doing when they asked me to join the band, I said, well, I don't have to dress like that, do I? Because I didn't want to try to be like that. So we just stripped ourselves down and went to be more like a down-home band. We got rid of the image and just became musicians, and that really worked for us. And it wasn't really as intentional as it was just being for real. When I went to the house and saw Eddie and Alex for the first time, Eddie comes walking out barefoot, a pair of slacks on that were ripped, and no shirt, and sunglasses, you know, and I'm going, you look cool, man. I'm going, well, you know, what about them funny things you had on that last picture, you know, hair all ratted up, you know. I'm going, you know, I didn't, you know, say, hey, let's do this. We just said, yeah, really, man, why get dressed up? You know, you go to the gig and the way you dress, it did. And it's very honest and success.
I think that's one of the hallmarks. As I said before, that's what we're hearing too. And Marching to Mars, let's come back. We'll talk some more with Sammy Hagar on the toll-free live.
I'm having fun.
All right. Just cleared his throat. He's got a question at the ready. Go ahead, Dave.
Yeah, how you doing?
Good.
Good.
Hey, Sammy, I'd just like to know, what was your favorite tune when you were playing with Montrose?
Oh, with Montrose?
Yeah, that was a great band.
Thanks. You know, it's a toss-up between Rock Candy and Bad Motor Scooter. Bad Motor Scooter was
Bad Motor Scooter was my favorite.
Well, I do that in concert now. In this set, I do a couple Montrose songs, and 4 or 5 Van Halen songs, a bunch of old Sammy Hagar songs, and the new album. Bad Motor Scooter, I just was telling John, it was the first song I ever wrote in my life.
It was.
Yeah, and I'm still playing it. That's kind of special to me.
Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead. It's your call, Dave.
Sorry, whatever happened to Montrose? How come they broke up?
Well, Ronnie fired himself eventually. It was him and I had a little clash, and that was the end of it. You know, I was young and innocent then, and I didn't really know what was easy now to say, oh, well, I was trying to, you know, push my songs on the band. You know, I was the main songwriter in that band, and so I was saying, hey, no, let's do this thing. You know, anyway, I had a long story. But Ronnie and I are friends, and like I said, see, water really flows down the road and clarifies itself, you know. Mm-hmm. But Ronnie and Bill and Denny Carmassi, all the original Montrose members, are playing on a song on Marching to Mars on this new album entitled Leaving the Warmth of the Womb.
Right on. I thought Montrose was one of the greatest bands I ever heard. So.
I agree. That first Montrose album is one of the all-time greats, hard to beat. I mean, I still listen to that and compare it when I'm making this record. You know, I put on like Rock Candy for the drum sound, and we go, how can we get the kick to sound like that again? I used Denny Carmassi, the same guy, and on this record. It's a great, great record.
Good questions, David from Kitchener. Yeah, that Montrose debut album, it still sells well, doesn't it?
It really does. It's like over 2.5 million records, and you know, it never was on the charts, never had a hit single, never got much airplay. It just word of mouth over the years. It sells and sells and sells and sells. It's 20-some years old.
And the way you got hooked up with Ronnie Montrose, just pretty innocent stuff, wasn't it?
Yeah, I knocked on his door.
Literally went up and...
Yeah, somebody told me where he lived, and I heard he just quit Edgar Winter, and I went up and had a guitar, and he goes, seriously, you have any songs? I said, yeah. He said, let's hear them. Brought me in, plugged into an amp, played him Bad Motor Scooter, and he says, let's do it. It was so cool.
Start a band.
It was so cool.
Wow.
You know? What a success story.
That's a great story. We're in Hamilton, Ontario. It's Trevor's turn, live on Life for Sammy Hagar. How you doing, Trev?
Good. How are you guys tonight?
Good.
Great.
Good. I'm just wondering now, Sammy, that you're a solo artist. Are you going to be more influenced by looking to do collaboration or more looking inside yourself, your personal feelings and experiences for your music?
Well, this album is really reflective. This album is really all personal, and I collaborated with some people, but it's always starting with a concept that I have, like Came of the song you talked about. I wrote that with my friend, my keyboard player, Jesse Harms. And, but I said, let's write a song about my baby daughter, you know, and he came up with a nice little riff on the keyboards and stuff, and a piece of music that, you know, we just, yeah, I love writing with other people, but I don't want to write with just anyone. It has to be something that my heart and soul feels. You'd be surprised when you sing a song as a singer, or any guitar player, anyone, I'm sure. When you sing a song, though, that really means something to you, how much better you sing.
I can imagine.
It's really, really important to me.
And also, what was your favorite song when you were with Van Halen?
Dreams.
Dreams. Okay.
Great. Thanks a lot, Trev. Let's keep it moving for Sammy Hagar out to Calgary, Alberta. Brad, hi there.
How you doing, Sammy?
Pretty good, Brad.
Hey, I
you
was
know, real
wondering,
good, Brad. I was lying.
Cantina.
I'm feeling really good. I'm real happy. But I'm sorry, we didn't hear what you asked.
I was wondering, since you opened up your first gig there at the Cantina, do you and the boys still own that, or is it yours now?
Oh, it's mine. The Cabo Wabo Cantina was kind of always my little baby, and our ex-manager, who Ed Leffer, who died, who I was talking about, he got the band involved. It was a really good promo thing, and the guys in Van Halen were always a little nervous when I did things on my own. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? You know, you're going to quit the band? You're going to go solo again? And so the manager got them involved, and they were involved with it for a few years, and then about 4 years ago, it kind of became mine again because they really didn't want to be involved. I love it down
It's
there.
5 days of fiesta. Whacking
Well,
up.
it's really true. It's kind of like they would never go there and play because they don't like to leave their house. And I would always be I have a house down there. I would live down there half the time when I'd be off, and it was just, you know, it just was my place. But it was great. I mean, Van Halen played there twice, and they were fabulous, fabulous moments.
All right, well, you can't better that. Again, a great call, and we thank you for it. Cornwall next. Scott, hey there. How you doing tonight, Scott?
Pretty good, you?
Great, thanks.
I was wondering, Mr. Hagar, I got, like, I don't know, I'm pretty nervous here, but,
Me too. You're making me nervous, Scott.
Kay, I know you've been with a couple bands, like, how do you go about, like, letting them know that that's not the thing that you're into?
Well,
like, when you want to move on and stuff.
I've never quit a band.
No?
Ronnie Montrose fired me, and Van Halen sort of fired me. They didn't really fire me, but they got David Lee Roth back while I was in the band, and I think that was grounds for divorce to start with. But I really wouldn't know how to do that. You know, I've fired people in my bands before, but only because one guy was doing a lot of drugs and he wasn't, you know, doing the gig properly. And
Yeah, it's kind of the same problem I got.
well, you got to let him go, or try to clean him up. If he's your friend, you know, then you owe him that favor to help him if you can. And if you can't help them, then you can't let him ruin anything that you've got going. And yeah, drugs are strange things. They have a way of taking their toll on people.
Are they waning in rock circles, you know, as more of the rockers, like when Aerosmith cleans up the Toxin Twins, you got to stand back and say maybe it's all changed. The landscape's a different scene now in the 90s. Is it?
Well, I think it is. It's just mainly as you get old, you know, when you're young and you're reckless, you don't care about stuff, and you can wake up in the morning and kind of go about your business. But when you know, get up there in age, man, you wake up the next day and you can't go about your business, and then they're just a bad thing. You know, I mean, some drugs, I don't like to ever condone anything, but, you know, smoking marijuana is not as a bad a drug. I mean, you know, you can smoke all night, you won't pass out, you get stupid, you know. But, I mean, you know, you just, but hard drugs are really bad. I mean, anything that can kill you, as far as I'm concerned, if there's any chance that it can kill you, man, why do it?
Stay away.
You know, I mean, I like life. You know, I'm
You got a
pro-life
lot, well,
in that sense. But
sure.
I'm
You got
also
a young
very
daughter now?
anti-death.
Yes. I think a lot of us share that sentiment. I wish we had more time. We could
Oh,
talk
me
about,
too.
you
It's
know,
a
the
great show you
movies.
have here.
Yeah. Well, tomorrow night in Toronto, I know you're playing for a select audience.
An acoustic set only. It's just a couple guys in my band, no drums. We're just playing some of the old Van Halen songs, some of my old songs, some of the new songs acoustically. It's really cool, but it's different because I don't know how to do this very well. It's new.
But
It's
the
fresh.
fun shows on your face, absolutely. And your revitalized Marching to Mars, great CD. Congratulations on that.
Thank you, and I want to thank everyone for making this a successful record so far, and let's continue.
There you go,
Peace.
on the Factory label. Marching to Mars, Sammy Hagar, what a delight.
Thanks.
So much for
My
coming
pleasure.
in. All right. When we come back, Mark Cullen, who is, again, without a shadow of a doubt, the greatest gardener or green thumb in the solar system. He's